Otherwise, we'll be doomed to never getting started. Say something, Dad. Make sure the audio's good here.
Hello, 1, 2, 4, 9, 10.
There we go. Okay, cool. I think we're streaming. Okay, there we go. I think. Do you have any weird audio on your end?
Not yet.
Okay, well, not yet. It either is or isn't. It's not a. It happens during. Yesterday we had bad settings. I don't know what happened there. We had like some really nasty settings. Hey, everybody. This is the Mardox Daily Live Chat. My name is Nelson Buck. I got Danny Buck here. Yes, somehow, some way he's related. I don't know. We've not yet proven that, but yeah, I guess he is. And we're talking tech today. And he's, of course, going to make tons of noise on the show here, already starting every single time. So this is where I go mute. How do I mute you again? Oh, there we go. Now you're muted. Okay, cool. So we had one suggestion from one user saying, what are the... Oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah, put your code in. Actually, yeah. Before we start, go log into Mardox. Down the left-hand side, click on Daily Live Chat. Grab that code and put it in the chat area. Copy it and then paste it in the chat area so that you get recognized for attending the show. So do that before you do anything else. Okay, so yeah, we had one user ask what is the difference in Western Digital. I'm assuming WD is Western Digital. What's the difference of the different colors on the drives? And I managed to find some information on it. Funny enough, I didn't find any information at Western Digital in regards to this topic. It's kind of funny. I mean, Western Digital came up with it. They should have, they should have it on front and center on their own page, right? And so I found it. I found a page that talks all about this. Any topics you want to talk about there, old guy? He's got to find his mouse, find the button.
There's no old people here.
Just young at heart, eh? James isn't in yet. James will be chatting with us shortly here.
Well, there's nobody here right now.
Well, it's just you and me.
John
will not be there. John has a family issue, medical issue with his wife, and so he's going to be out of the game for a couple of days. And I don't know what happened to Josh. I don't know if Josh took me too serious and just left. I don't know. He hasn't been around for a couple of days now.
Well, maybe he's out cleaning up the slush.
Well, yeah, they had a snowstorm, right? Didn't they?
Well, you said there was going to be a slush for conditions there.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk about an ice rink and all that there.
Yeah. Well, we almost got that. We had tons of rain, and it could have easily became slush. It came very close to it at the end there, eh?
Yeah, well, we got lucky. And we're lucky for the next few days. There's nothing.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's getting to a point where now I got to be careful. I got to go see clients about their second half of their contracts because they're going to say, "Well, you don't have any more snow to shovel. Why should we pay it?" You know.
Yeah, well, as soon as they don't pay, here comes the storm.
Yeah, that's right. And then you say, "Here you go. Give me a check, or I don't show up."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
That's exactly what we do.
Yeah, and it's bad. I mean, pay your bills, people. No, what I did, we're talking about hard drives. It's interesting because today I was just telling my dad, I got a little picture of it here. I can probably go pull it up on the website here. I'm assuming startech.com. This isn't a sponsor or anything. This is just a website where I purchased a device through them. Is my thing in here? What is this called? This is called a 3.5 inch trayless. Let's just type in trayless and see what comes up. There we go. There it is, right there. And wondering if it can go. There we go. So on the screen, Dad, if you take a look on the screen, I found this. I found this on Amazon. It's a 3.5 inch bay for your hard drives. You take the hard drive in question, and like you were saying earlier before we started the show, you got these plastic slides that you can bolt on your hard drive. You put it in the bay, and you screw it in. What I needed was something I can take the drive and literally just plug it in, and I'm done. I don't need to open the casing up or anything. So I went on Amazon, and I found this product, which is on the screen right now, and I gotta say it's really well built. Do we have other views of it here? Oh yeah, there you go. It's a SATA connector in the back with your data connector and your power. It goes right in your casing of your computer, like this one. There's the photo right there. The casing mounts. And what's super neat is that you just plug the hard drive in, you push it in, you close the little door, you turn the key, and it's connected to your computer. Now we've had trays like that before, but not this good. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I think. Okay, now I see it because I was on Zoom.
No, you got to be on Twitch. So I bought that, and you wouldn't believe it. $35. I got the server version. I got the more expensive one because it's I deal with servers and stuff, and it's neat. So I plugged in a backup drive today and copied the data over from the backups from my main drive down as an extra backup, and when I'm done, I just open the little door up, pull the hard drive out, and done. And Tiffy's
okay. The door swings open.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing shows there.
That's right. When you plug it in, it's all hidden away. We got to see if there's any other images. Yeah, there's a door right here. If you see my mouse.
No, but I have it on screen here, Nelson.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. There's the front of it. You got a little keyhole. It's a really neat product, and I just found it. The only thing I don't like is this back edge here on this photo here is made of plastic, and
okay.
And when you push a drive in, you tend to want to push it in, but I'm worried that you're going to push it in and it's going to go snap. That's the only thing. I would.
But that is made to bend.
Yeah, probably for stress and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for heat expansion, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that when you do want to take the drive out, it's not swelled up in there.
These brackets on the sides here, I got to say, they're a little bit flimsy. They're just a little piece of tin that come down and reach over to hold the tray. But you got to think you're pushing laterally, not horizontally and up and down. So it's not too bad. But they could have made better. They could have used better metal on the sides. But all in all, it's a good little mechanism. It's a good little.
Well, you're not pushing sideways anyway.
No, that's right. You're not pushing.
Unless you insert the drive in upside down.
Yeah, these. Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's true too. You can put the drive in upside down, but that sucks.
But you have a harness that comes with that for the SATA connector.
No, that's all inside. That's all inside the computer.
No, but does it come with that bracket?
Well, everything that's shown, the metal brackets, everything that's here, that's all the piece that's the entire module that was purchased. It's got a little.
Okay,
It's,
there's the cable
yeah.
there now.
Well,
Okay. Yeah.
no. But that's the cable for your hard drive LED light. So the little light here underneath the lock here goes blink, blink, blink when your hard drive's in use.
I see other stuff there.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Oh,
the
those are the keys.
the
Okay.
keys, the screws, the manual. You know,
No, but you physically hook it up in your computer.
you need to have the cables inside the computer.
Okay, so you got to purchase a cable.
Well, what I had a problem with was the power because of where I have all my stuff lined up. I have my drives, the big drives up near the top of the computer because of heat, and my solid state drives at the very bottom of the case. So I had to rearrange my power so I can kind of really go get two drives. So I might have to get an extender because one of my power cords is really just barely making it.
At the very end.
Yeah, but that's not the fault of the manufacturer here. That's the fault of the power supply creator. The cables aren't long enough.
Well, they could always be longer.
Yeah, that's
on
it.
the power. So we've had that since IBM XT.
That's it.
When you had the floppy disk working, or you'd have to go up and connect the floppy disk because there's only one bay for it.
Yeah.
And I can't reach.
That's it. So I found one joint was two connectors. So I plugged the bay in with the CD-ROM, and then the other one had to go all the way down, but it wasn't made to go all the way down. There's no slack.
No, it's not made for it.
That's it. So but yet the mount is in the bottom of the case for that drive. It's weird the way they do it. So I got to go get a little extender. But again, it's not the fault of this manufacturer. But this is a really good product. Going over to the color codes on hard drives. Have you noticed this, Dad? Have you noticed the color codes on hard drives?
Well, I was looking at one there. I just put in on Google there the WD hard drive colors.
Yep.
And it popped up.
Yep.
I got there's red, blue, and green.
I got an older Western Digital here. Which doesn't have any color on it. This is one of the going back the beginning of SATA, and I got a Seagate, no color. So you got to kind of go based on what they say it is. But Western Digital came out a year or so ago, or a couple years ago, with these color codes, and I never thought of this. Every computer I buy that has Western Digital drives, and I went out and got this one here for our backups. This is a 1 terabyte drive, and it just happens to be blue and upside down. I went out and got this. Yeah, I got this one for the server backups because the web hosting that we do for our members, I back up all their data every week so that just in case. And
their blue one now is a 4 terabyte.
Well, no. It has nothing to do with the size. It has to do with the, and that's what we're going to look at. I saw the blue one and I assumed that's the one I need. I didn't think that the color had anything to do with it because the guy that was selling it to me just sold me a Western Digital Blue is what they call it. But actually what it is, it refers to being all-rounded, good price per gigabit, per gigabyte, and capacity ranges. Now, not
the best in performance.
There you go. Well, no, but that's important to know here. Now, when you go down, they do talk about performances. They talk about it's all 3.5 inch. They talk about your speeds. You got 54 RPM versus 72 RPM way at the bottom here, and how many megs per second that it transfers. Now, the first one I showed you was a black one. It's great for performance. It usually has a 5-year warranty. Capacity ranges. Now, 5-year warranty, you got to be careful where you buy it. Are they going to honor that 5-year warranty? They're supposed to.
Yeah, but it has noise and heat.
Yes, they're very noisy, and they got a lot of heat. And reason for that is they start at 72. Okay, they're all 7,200 RPM. But there's more platters inside. There's more heads that move.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you get your performance. It can read more data quicker, faster. So the black ones are actually better. This black one that's on my desk over here is actually better than that blue one that I bought in terms of performance. But
they tend to heat though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do get hot. Yeah. So the heat's not a problem. Isn't an issue of melting down the computer or anything, but it might, if you got multiples of these in a computer like a tower, you might have to think about putting an extra fan in, or thinking about, like I did, where am I putting my drives relative to the microprocessor? You want the heat to rise out and not go down, stuff like that. And it's funny because we say that there's a device. I'm going to just turn here on the top of my computer. This case comes. I can get the top panel here. Hi there, Lauren. I can get the top panel here replaced with one that's a grill. that's a mesh in order to let the heat escape out the top. So that's interesting. So I might be doing that just to get rid of the exhausted heat out. So those are.
If you do that, you put a fan that blows up.
Well, yeah, you can get You can get fans or a whole set of fans that sits on the top that just blows outward.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. So
I'm having a bad hair day.
No, I still say you're gorgeous. You're not going to convince me that you're not good looking.
You've got a bad hair day because you've been driving around your Uber car, huh?
No.
And we're talking about hard drives today, and their color. What do you mean?
So far,
Yeah. Are you up to speed now?
I don't have a working phone yet.
Phone.
That's on hold.
Oh, you got. Oh, okay, yeah, because you dropped your phone in water, right?
Uh-huh.
Did you do like we told you to put it in rice for a few days?
Yep.
And it still didn't turn on?
I shouldn't have messed with it. I just should have let it sit there in the rice for a couple days, and I shouldn't have messed with it. That's
right. You take the battery out. You take everything apart as much as possible. You put everything in, even the little SIM card. You take that out. You put everything in rice. You bury it in rice, and you leave it. I did it once, and I left it for a week. And this phone here, which I don't use for phone calls anymore, but because I did that, I managed to get all the moisture out, and now I use it as a camera all the time. But I could put a SIM card in and continue using it as a cell phone.
Uh-huh.
You know, so,
and if it doesn't work, Lauren, it's because you use the wrong shampoo.
Or it's it's that Florida water. I think it's the Florida water. I think she got crocodile or alligators in the water in it. Yeah.
Or too much mineral in the water.
Well, how did you drop your phone in the water?
It was in the back of my pocket.
The back of your pocket, and
I was done. It somehow came out. Went
into what?
The toilet.
Toilet. That's usually where it is. That's usually where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because you were carrying it in your back pocket?
Yep.
Okay, never. Because when you sit down or get back up, regardless of where you are, that thing is going to pop right out of there.
Yep, I won't do that again. I learned my lesson the hard way.
So next time, just send the phone to the bathroom. Don't go with it.
Or the other thing that happens is if you put your phone in your back pocket and your jeans are tight enough, when you bend over, you're forcing a top and bottom corner, and I've seen screens crack because the phone will bend to your butt, literally, because the jeans are pushing on it. And that's that flex test that everyone's talking about with iPhones. Not a good idea to put your phones in a back pocket. Not a good idea at all. Get a clip like this, or get a case, or just do like I do. I just carry it around. But I made sure to get the rubber padding around, so if I do drop it, and it has happened, it does help protect a little bit.
Yeah,
a little tiny bit. So back to hard drives. And back to hard drives. Onto the red ones, and I've never seen red ones yet. But
I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
You only could do the code during the show, right? Or could I do it later?
Oh, you can do your code now. You see, what it is we got to.
I forgot my password.
Oh, go
to the other site.
You need to write them down.
Yeah, Lauren, that's what I have to do.
The dollar store. You got a dollar store, right? This cost me like $1, and I got my codes in it. And then for my bigger codes, I got this one. And I'm not going to tell anybody out there that they're right here under my desk on under my keyboard. I'm not going to tell anybody that anywhere. Oops.
That doesn't matter, Nelson. The paper's self.
Whoever's sitting behind you just heard you.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell her that.
Somebody that's
she didn't hear you. She has her headphones on.
She didn't hear. I'm just going to turn it a bit because she doesn't like being on camera. Apparently, she's anti-YouTuber and all this.
What's the use of opening your chat room then?
Well, no, but she just got home. Okay. So on to what we were talking about. Let's go on to what we're talking about, the hard drives, because
that's funny.
Hold on a second here. What did I just see here?
I just said your dad's funny.
There you go.
In a good way.
I am in a writing mood today. Oh no, James. Oh no.
James, I am here. Okay, one.
Is in a writing good way. Okay, James, listen very carefully. very carefully, because otherwise you're going to miss out on this, okay? Go into mardox.com, log in, go into the daily live chat on the left-hand side. There's a menu that says Daily Live Chat New. The first bar up top, there's a paragraph. Follow the instructions and copy the code, your code, into this text area. Really important to do, otherwise you're going to miss out on stuff later on. Do that first, and then start writing your novels, which I'm going to have to sit here and read, and he's in a writing mood. Okay, let's get on to the hard drives, because we only made it halfway through here. The red ones, we've already talked about the blue ones being all-rounder, good on price per gig capacity ranges, but they're not best in performance. The black ones are better in performance, but are noisy and cost heat. And now the red ones. These red drives, they're built for NAS. NAS stands for Network Accessible Storage. Let's say, for example, I want to put a whole media library online for my family, which means the laptops, my computer, my TVs. I would create a NAS, a Network Accessible Storage device. It's a standalone little computer with multiple drives in it. You dump all your movies, your audio, you dump all that stuff on it, and you make it accessible on your network, so anybody on the network can listen to music and stuff like that. And these drives, you don't use one of these drives to run your computer day to day. This is meant to be written to once, and the onboard computer will optimize the data so that it's meant to be read quickly. Songs and movies that are being pulled up often are put first. Other things are put later on down the line, but it's optimized for read capacity. Also, it's meant for 24/7 reliability, meaning that it's meant to run 24/7, nonstop. As far as I'm concerned, a hard drive, if a hard drive doesn't last 24/7, then what's the point? Hey, Gex's kitten is on. Cool. And scrolling down through here you go. The purple ones, I've had purple ones in my computer, and this is why I found it was strange. Built for AV surveillance, audio-visual surveillance, 24/7 reliability, 32 to 64 camera configuration, which means these drives are meant to receive lots and lots of data in a stream at a constant basis. This stuff is these drives are meant for writing a lot of information constantly, and then going back and rewriting at the beginning to wipe out the original stuff to replace it with new footage, you know. And of course, pricier than the norm. So when I got this in one of my computers, I found out that the price for this is almost double of the blue ones. So it gives you an idea. And then you hit the ones that are the gold ones. I've never seen these, but I think this is what's in my server in Washington State. They're meant for data servers, for data centers. Sorry, high performance. I'm not sure what this 2 million hours MTBF. I'm not sure what MTBF stands for. I would have to read what it says. But I'm not. James is in a writing mood, but I'm not in a reading mood. So it gives you an idea of the different colors that are out there for these drives, and it's important to understand what you're doing with this. Are you running a data center like what I'm doing with our server for Mardox? Are you running a system which handles cameras or footage or data that's constantly being rewritten on a regular basis? Are you running a network accessible server or a storage for your household? Those would be your red ones. Your black ones would be your high performance drives. Oh geez, Dad, that's awful. That sound is awful. You got to mute when you do that, buddy. So the black ones are for your high performance. If you're gaming a gaming PC, something like where you're going to be reading and writing a lot to your system, you need fast accessibility. You need performance. You know, here's your Lamborghini or your Porsche of hard drives. But the average schmo gets these blue ones in their PCs.
Where you're throwing the black one now.
No, I'm throwing the blue one now.
The blue. Okay.
Yeah,
what's that MT? What is it that you wanted to look for?
Oh, at the very bottom. Yeah, they said.
No, but scroll up. I can't scroll it up.
No, I'm doing it right now. Hold on. I just passed it. Right here. I'm assuming 2M stands for 2 million hours, but MTBF.
Okay. MTBF. Okay, I'll go look at it.
Yeah, go take a look at that and see. And then, of course, then there's price. This one, the price must cost an arm and a leg. You know. Hey, James did it. Yay. Thank you, James. There you go. Now, there's something interesting that happened last night. Okay, Mardox has an artificial intelligent layer running in the background. It's an AI. It's a learning program that when we plug in data, it learns how to optimize the information that's being plugged in. And this is for lots of data. And like, for example, our search engine. With 3.5 million websites indexed, it needs to know the best way to index this information. So it's constantly looking at what's the most efficient way to sort this. And one thing happened yesterday when I went in and I copied the text from the chat from yesterday for all these codes. Something interesting happened. I plopped the data into the data analyzer and I said, absorb this information. I said the key point to look at are the codes starting with SUV2. Store those. But what the AI also did was it also stored the usernames of everybody who stored them. And I looked at that today and went, hey, wait a minute, that's actually interesting. Now the AI can't take over the world or anything. This is just a logical engine that just understands data. But I would never have thought of linking the usernames and those codes in the chat area together in my database. I would have just looked at the code. But by doing this, let's say tomorrow James or Lauren, hey, Lauren, you didn't put your code in. Got to do it. But let's say Lauren, or better yet, today, Lauren, type something in the text on Twitch, Lauren. Just go in and say hi, everyone. Because now the AI will not only look for the SUV2 code, it will look for Lauren's username and use that to compare, okay, Lauren was in the chat. You see? So like me, I didn't put my code in today, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to test it out. Mine's Mardox1. So tonight or tomorrow morning, it should show up that I attended this show just because a Mardox1 was associated to my code. It's just, Josh was saying the other day how big data and how AI, how we need to start associating data. And it's neat how some of the software can actually find better ways of doing things for us where we would never think of doing that. You see what I mean? Make sense?
Okay, Nelson, for your information, the NTBF there. Seagate writes that it used to use in the industry mean time between failures. Okay. To quantify disk drive average failures. Okay. Now they've changed over to AFR, which means annualized failure rate.
So so every time there's an error, when a drive fails, or when it just starts to see errors.
Well, on the MTBF, they used to. It's a term relating to reliability expressed in power on hours, POH. Right. And is often a specification associated with hard drive mechanisms.
Right. So if we take 2 million hours, 220, 200,000. 10,000, 100,000, million. 2 million hours, divide that by 24 hours a day, because these would be hard drives that would be in servers. Oh my God. Let's divide that by...
MTBF is a probable average in hours.
Hold on a second. Now,
between failures, okay?
Okay, hold on.
As though AFR is a probable percent of failures per year.
Right. Hold on a sec. 2 million divided by 24 hours. That's 2 million hours. They did write 2 million hours. And I got to go back and look to make sure, because I don't want to give out fake news, right? We're okay. Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
You don't divide it. This is.
Stop.
They say it can run for 2 million hours.
Yes, but
on average between failures.
Let me explain what I'm trying to do here. 2 hours, 2 million hours. So I typed in 2 million divided by 24 hours. I got 83,333 hours. So divided by 365, it's still 228 days. So it's 2/3 of a year before you should expect to see a failure or an error, anyways.
No, we don't divide it. That's not what they're writing here.
No. I'm converting 2 million hours to days, not dividing anything. I convert it to days, a quantifiable number in our head. We know what 228 days is. We don't know what 2 million hours is. Nobody can fathom 2 million hours.
Okay, but 228 days nonstop.
Yeah.
Read writing.
Yeah.
If it's not working, that hour don't count there.
Well, no. But usually when they're in servers, usually they're nonstop going.
But anyway, the other one is AFR, which is the probable percent of failure per year.
Yeah.
But that's based on the manufacturer's total number of installed units.
But like we said, usually, what kind of hard drives do you buy, Dad? Usually, when you put hard drives in computers, Western Digital or Seagate, or what do you use?
I went away from Seagate a long time ago.
You don't use Seagate anymore, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mind you, that was on the IDE drives. That's I can't compare to today's SATA drives.
Samsung.
Yeah, there's Samsung.
40 gig Western Digital.
Yeah.
Do you remember this one? Here's one that you're gonna love, right? Because I just know you're gonna love seeing this name.
Oh, Max Factor?
No, Maxtor.
Yeah.
Those failed all the time. These are
Max Factor.
Yeah. A lot of factors involved.
No, those two, Seagate and Max Factor, the one I call it.
Yeah.
I had troubles with the WD series, the W400 or 800. I had very few problems with.
Yeah.
Only when Hydro would snap power on you, boom.
Yeah.
Sometimes you had a problem.
They were very sensitive hard drives when it comes to power failures. Yeah. Now it's SATA. It's not the same because the data is stored in SD memory. Then it's written to the drive. The power drops and the power comes back up. The data is then taken from the SD memory or SSD drive part of the drive, and then it finishes copying it over once the power comes back.
Yeah. Now, mind you, Nelson, this MTFB AFR is for standard drives there, like you showed me.
Yeah.
There's also the SSD drive.
Yeah, SSD is a whole other topic. I got a person that says that he only puts SSD drives in his computers. That's an expensive thing to do because SSD drives can only be written to. Every time you write to it, it's wearing out the drive every time you write. So, two things to remember: you got about 50,000 writes to the drive. Some might be at 100,000 times that you can write to it. But that would be the entirety of the drive. Like you would start at the first bit and write all the way to the end of the drive and then wipe it out. That's 2 writes. Write it again, wipe it out. That'd be 4. You got 50,000 times you can do that. So what I tell people when they got SSD drives, and I had one here, but I put it in my laptop. Whoops. They're much faster. They're 10 to 25 times faster than the physical drives, but they wear out a lot faster. And so to maintain the age of the drive, if you have 128 gigabytes on the drive, only use 64. Because then you just expanded the life of your drive to 100,000 writes. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll write 50,000 on one side, on the other side, the next side. So it balances it out. The system does it automatically. So use only up to 50% of the drive at any one time. If you need 200 gigs, get a 400 gig drive, but never past the 200 gig. And the drive will last twice as long. But that's kind of a sucky thing to do. I mean, who buys a 1 terabyte drive, 2 terabyte drive just to use 1 terabyte? You buy 2 terabytes or 2,000 gigs, you want to use all 2,000 gigs, right?
Okay. SSD here, they have a higher failure rate.
Yeah, they do.
Instead of 2 million hours, they say here is 1.5 hours, is roughly about 170 years, not days. They are using some type of statistical or whatever to estimate the MTFB.
When I look at those SSD drives, I usually go on how many writes that can be used. You'll see a number like 10,000 or 50,000, something like that. I go based on those, and it gives you a better idea of. But
quickly there, they give it a shorter life.
Oh yeah, it does. It's big,
on the SSD.
Yeah, I took the hard drive out of my laptop, which was this one here. This is a physical hard drive with spinning with heads and a spinning disc, and I put in an SSD drive in my laptop. But my laptop, I only turn it on for the show. I do very little with it. I'm not constantly writing information to it, so it's going to last a long time. But if you're constantly writing and deleting constantly, that drive is going to last 1/10 of the time a physical hard drive is going to last.
Yeah, but that was quickly there stated there. The last not as long.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why these computers today, when you buy them, it'll say, for example, 128 gig or 256 gig SSD and a 1 or 2 or 4 terabyte HDD, and that's why.
I also noticed that MTFB and SSD, there's other terms too. There's the MTTR, and there's a series of those letters that show. I didn't read them all.
Right. But, James, the Twitch side of things is only for you guys to view. If you want to come on and talk with us, you'll be on the show. You got to go to zoom.mardox.com. The Zoom side is the actual live conference, and the Twitch side is up to 10 or 20 seconds behind, depending on the day. But that's only for viewing. But good to see that you access the live chat inside Mardox. What do you think of it? Do you like how that's set up, or do you find that's more cumbersome? Write me a paragraph. Let's see what you have to say.
Why does he have to write, though? You could go on Zoom and
yeah. If he wants to go to zoom.mardox.com, you can come live on here and talk with us, no problem.
Which I find be a little easier, I think.
Yeah, because otherwise we have to sit here and read, and it's like, oh, we just hate.
Well, so far from what I've read, he can see himself on the screen. Okay.
Well, you can see he's got his username on the screen, but he's not on the live chat with us. So yeah, it's a little. We use two platforms. One is the live recording side. This is the like the back end, the studio side, and then there's the Twitch side. Instead of Twitch, we could have used YouTube, but the YouTube gives us no benefits for using it. Twitch does give us benefits. See, okay. And it goes. He loves it. Cool. It's still a beta test. We're still checking it out and seeing if it's going to work out or not. We're going to tweak it and play around with it and see. We have a lot of suggestions in that back end. So,
and we have. Okay. Well, he says he loves it, but anyway.
Yeah.
Who's Capri? That's one of our followers.
All the way down. That's Lauren.
No, Capri 472.
Yeah, it's Lauren.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what Lauren uses as username. Yeah, it's pretty funny when you're on chat and you're talking to somebody, you don't realize that their username is that.
Hello, Miss Sophia Loren Capri.
Lauren, what's your name, your last name, and all that? Oh yeah, no, I know you told me it now. Now I'm sitting there gonna feel like an idiot. Can you just tell us what your last name is again? She has to unmute.
Lauren, you have to think about your last name, though.
You have to unmute. I think I know what her last name is. I think I do. Her dog.
Who are you talking to?
You. What's your last name again?
Shelb.
Shelb.
I have a video running. Let me go find it.
We don't hear anything.
You got a video running?
Yeah, she does surfing, auto surf, or manual surf.
Yeah, she's watching John Wayne in an old movie there.
I'm listening to
But
what's up? Either one of you, go ahead.
No, I have a thought, but not for right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, keep it going. Oh, I have to apologize. On yesterday's show, there was a glitch. What's that, Lauren?
I was listening to the superintendent and the cops. They're doing a live thing right now on Facebook.
Yeah.
Somebody at the middle school the other day, I guess the day before yesterday, left. Or was it today? It must have been yesterday.
But they did what? What did they do?
So somebody left a threatening message.
Yeah.
At Seminole Middle School, and the principal let the parents know, and that they were going to have extra police at the school today.
Yeah, it's getting bad because now there's people making threats, and a lot of the time these threats are just so the kids don't have to do.
And tests. I got to run.
Well, on that topic, Trump apparently would like to have the teachers arm themselves.
Yeah,
would reduce the shootings.
Yeah,
I think you see a shooter go into a school and the teachers join in.
No, it's not that. What I'm thinking is going to happen when I saw that is, what if a kid wants to be a shooter? Now he doesn't have to bring a gun to school and just grab the one from the teacher's waist and start shooting.
Yeah.
No, but what if there is a shooter? And
hold on. Lauren, go ahead.
How about that 7th grader? I guess brought a gun to the school. I guess not too long ago. I guess he was going to.
Yeah, you're talking about Florida.
But he went in the restroom there at the school and took out his own life.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's counted as a school shooting because it was a shooting at the school. That's not fair because there was nobody else shot.
He brought that handgun with him to protect himself.
Subject, but
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
that's important.
Okay.
yeah, but if you want to get technical about it, go look up the United States school shootings. There's a shooting almost every other day in the United States. Why is one talked about in the news and there's 10 that we never hear anything about?
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta run.
Yeah, okay, no problems. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Oh, yeah, that's right. She's in Florida. She was close to the one that happened with the 19-year-old. That's right.
Yeah, I was going to ask her that when she's talking about this Seminole School or whatever.
Yeah.
If that's the name of the school, is that close to her?
I don't know if it is or not.
That's what I wanted to know.
Well, what I don't like right now with that is okay. It was a tragedy. There was a gun. It was a school shooting with a gun involved. But what I'm not liking now, what I'm seeing on YouTube and on the news, is that these people saying that the kids that were there, that was all faked. It was all hyped. There was one kid that was on camera that was giving his testimony on camera to the media, and he stumbled and stammered. And the person behind the camera was saying, that's okay, keep going. You know, he was trying to calm him down. He didn't want him to go to tears. But because they said that, now the media is like, oh, he's scripted. That was a script he was saying. He tripped on his script. You know, not everybody.
No, I don't think he was scripted.
No, he's not. He's not.
He was very almost out of it, to be honest.
Well, yeah, he did the talking part perfectly fine. But these people that are out there think it's a conspiracy theory, and everything has to be the end of the world, and Trump supporters are trying to ruin all this, or the left wing is trying. You know, this has got to stop.
No,
you know.
But the comment from Trump was that he's thinking of arming the teachers. Well,
yeah, but I don't agree with that.
Can you imagine you have a shooter with a semi-automatic rifle or pistol, or whatever, and the teachers join in, they shout back. You've got a lot of students.
What if you have a person who's armed, but he's an undercover cop, a non-clothed cop trying to defend somebody? The teacher turns the corner and shoots him. Nice, you just shot a cop. No, but I don't see a teacher shooting a student, even if the student has a gun. The first thing a teacher is going to do is say, "Put the gun down. Let's talk about it." They're not people that are trained for shooting. You know?
But the teacher's first response should be protect the students.
That's right. You know,
this is not a drill. Let's go.
That's right. What do you think, James? Should teachers be armed in schools or not? What do you think? Tell us, James. Give us your insight.
James is not on Zoom right now.
No, he's on Twitch. He's listening.
I got to switch back and forth here.
Well, that's okay.
Go ahead, James.
You can move Zoom to half your screen and move the Twitch on the other half.
Oh, no, I like it full screen. I like to see myself.
You like to see yourself, huh? Yeah, that's it.
You could move your Twitch screen over a little bit so I don't see the hard drive there.
There's no hard drive.
You've got it. Oh, advertise. Okay.
Yeah, because you have it paused. That's why. It's no. I got it set up for 50-50, half and half the screen. It's I'm gonna leave that because I could do this. I could do this, but does anybody really want to see this? Really, you know? I mean, we could do this. Take a look on the let's look on the stream site. By now it should be there. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, come on.
There's a big delay.
Yeah, but that's normal. That's normal because we're dealing over networks. But it should be here in a second. Here, I looked over. Oh, come on.
Anyway, James isn't right yet.
No, I know. Here we go. Yeah, you should see it now. This one. Does anybody really want to see this? Do you really want to see that? Right? Hey, that's a 20-second delay. Holy Toledo.
Yeah, 20 seconds at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long delay. It's between what we're saying and what's actually showing up on my screen is about 5 seconds on the control panel side of things. And I should get a camera tomorrow. We'll do it. We'll get a camera set up over here so you guys can see what I see and what I do, and you'll get a better idea of what I've got set up. And but between my screens and my control panel on Twitch, and then from Twitch to the stream that you guys see, there's a 10 seconds delays between everything. 5 seconds. Now we just switched over. So yeah. With that said. Technical stuff. There's supposed to be a tech day today. No, but school shootings and stuff like that. No, teachers people should be left to their jobs and not be. If you're going to start arming teachers, and they better start getting paid a hell of a lot more than what they're getting paid now. Because they're going to have to take courses in learning how to disarm a potential what do you want to call it? Someone who's assaulting. I don't want to say criminal as such. And the thing is, let's take a step back from shooting. I just lost my old man. Oh wow. Well, I'm going to continue this. Let's take a step back from shooting. What's causing the shootings? What's causing these people to want to get a gun, go to their schools, and start shooting people up? And I'm starting to think it's the bullying. I don't know anybody who's happy at school, who is top of their class, number one in their marks, that goes and gets an AK-47, goes back to the school and starts shooting everybody. It's always linked to bullying or a conflict between the shooter and somebody at the school. There's always a story about that. So I do have to question. I do have to question: is the problem bullying? Is the problem the fact that we can't reprimand our kids? Is the problem the fact that we can't punish our kids with detention? Because it bothers it upsets their minds. I know when I was a kid and I was disruptive, I was sent to a corner to face the corner for 15 minutes, and it was called a timeout. Repeating school shootings, gangs, etc. all occur because of media coverage. The media needs to be muzzled. Yes, I think so. I watched the show Philip DeFranco, and he makes it a point that he will never show my doorbell. My favorite doorbell. He will never show a shooter's name on camera. He will not further advertise the shooter or the felon in question, what he refers to as a dirtbag. But he will talk about people that are good. So the media, when you get a bunch of people out there saying, "Hey, look at what this person did," now you got a bunch of kids out there who will see this and it's glamorized. It's look what happened. This many dead. The same thing with high-speed chases in L.A. Some of I'm totally off camera every time I turn it. I'm totally off camera. There we go. You get these high-speed chases, and you get these felons who do the high-speed chase, and then when they get into prison, they're rated based on how much havoc and commotion they did amongst their peers in prison. And the TV stations follow this with helicopters for hours on end. And I gotta admit, I do love watching high-speed chases. I want to see how stupid these idiots are, what they do to try to get away from the police, and they pretty much always get caught. Last night there was one in L.A. Person, not last night. It was broadcasted last night, but you guys in L.A. and Los Angeles should know what I'm talking about. Person drove down in the tracks on the gold line on the train rail, and drove into the tunnel with the pickup truck, parked, and then tried to get away. You don't see anything like this, but now that person got arrested. Is going to be sent. That person got arrested and is now going to jail for what he did. Him and his girlfriend. But think about it. Now when he goes to jail, people are going to be tapping him on the back saying, "Yo, dude, that was awesome. Train tunnel, never thought of that," And it gets perpetuated by the news. You become a celebrity, especially in the world of prison. You become a celebrity. Just before you left, Dad, James was saying that the media is the ones that they should be muzzled when it comes to the school shootings. We should stop, making these people into celebrities. Technically,
Okay, because my internet just disappeared.
That's a thing. It's still in 2018. It's still a thing. I was also mentioning that the bullying, it got the school shooters. That's a bad thing. But we got to look at the bullying. We got to look at the discipline behind the scenes that's no longer there. When I was a kid and I got in a fight, I had to put my hands out and got strapped on my hands with a belt. And the principal did it. It was 5 straps per hand for being in a fight. I suddenly didn't want to fight anymore after I did that. I didn't want to get into fights with kids after that. I was troublesome in grade 5 and going into grade 6. I had some issues there. But I was a boy and I got into fights, but there was a punishment for when you did something wrong. Now you can't strap their hands, you can't give them lines, you can't do anything that's demoralizing. I put them in a corner because the whole class sees the kid in the corner now. That's demoralizing. That's traumatic to their psyche. But yet we allow kids to bully the other kids, and the teachers and parents can't do anything about it. You know.
Well, on that subject in the news, they were asking, should the government pay for private schools for bullied kids? And people responded mostly no, like at 78%.
The bullies should be
get the bullies, but go after the parents.
Yeah, I think the bullies should be sent. Let's face it. Let's send the bullies to juvie for a month, just a month. Put them in juvie. Put them in like what I went through when I was a kid. Put them in a confined cell of 9 feet by 12 feet.
No. I would send them to a military style camp.
Yeah, but
they're outdoors. They're not confined to an area.
There are no more. There are no more military camps like that anymore.
You could send them to boot camp or whatever. But they have to listen to the authorities.
Yeah, but boot camps don't exist anymore because they're traumatizing to the psyche of the child. That's all been abolished.
If you lock them up in a 6x9 room, that's just as bad.
Well, no, but
build up anger over that month and come out and then release their anger somewhere.
No, but there's a lot they can learn in there too. And there is a lot. I mean, you learn how to control that anger. And the bullying, like you said, you go after the parents. The bullying I don't think it's the kid, the one that's at fault. There's the most gorgeous mother in the world, by the way. Tell her I said that. Tell her. Now tell her there's 7 other people watching. You muted.
Just finish, Allison. There you go. You can speak. Go ahead, Mom.
Thank you.
No problems. I would whisper sweet nothings in your ear, but only Dad hears it. So, but what I was saying is the go after the kids, but go after the parents. Yeah, what causes the kid to become a bully? That's another good question. What causes the kid to want to be a bully? And I know that when I was going to school, I was bullied. And now that I look back and I know the kids that used to bully me, they came from troubled families, alcoholism. There was abuse at the home. But we found out years later, I find out that when I meet somebody now and he goes, hey, I remember you went to school together. I said, yeah, you're the one who put my head in the toilet every day or you took my lunch money every day. And then they're like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Then we start talking to find out, their parents divorced. Dad was an alcoholic, came home, beat the mother. Like my dad was saying, go after the parents. The parents need to learn how to raise the kids. You can't let the kids do anything they want in this world. They got to be guided and raised properly. But
there's also the other part that some areas you live in, everybody is family to everybody else, and you move in there and you're the outsider.
Oh yeah, we lived in an area like that. We moved to Ontario. Brockville, Ontario.
Everybody somehow is connected, and you're all immune, if you want.
Yep, that's it. And I remember that I was being harassed by a group of kids in Brockville. I walked down the street. They would not let me get back to where I lived, to our townhouse. I walked down the street. I saw a nice house. I figured I'll go knock on the door and ask that person for help. I knock on the door, and that person said, "Well, I'm not going to help you. They'll deal with you." And talk about an adult who basically encouraged bullying that day. And wasn't shortly after that we moved out. We moved away to Quebec.
Well, there was a reason for that.
Yeah. No. Okay. a lot of stuff I don't know.
No, but as we were getting ready to move a couple of days before, this tree trunk just knocked at the door. He's a private detective hired by I don't know which department, and he's got what he called carte blanche. He came up to settle that. And the kids, of course, came to the door outside and he says, hey, you can. He grabbed one by the scruff of the neck, lifted him up about 3 feet off the ground like this and talked to him.
Yep.
He says, listen, kids, I'm a special envoy. I can do what I want.
Yep.
So after that, I don't know what happened.
That's it. But it's kind of like, let's get out of here.
But it's really, really bad when you got to send somebody like that.
Yeah, to kids.
Because the cops would show up, they'd jump on a cop car. They couldn't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the police officer that was at our place one time, he was saying that the kids could walk on his car. They can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, and 5 minutes later, they show up at your door, open their coat. You want to buy a watch?
Yep.
He's got about 50 of them.
That's it. That's it.
Terrible.
That's it.
Well, I know when I grew up, if we did something like that, oh my!
But
you were beat.
That's what I mean. You're punished. Let's not go towards B, because was it okay back then? Is it okay now? But if you went out and punched or beat up a kid and you got found out, you'd come home. Your mom would tear you a new one. Your dad would come home and find out about it, and it went on.
No, that would depend if you were right. Oh, if you were right, there was no justice there.
Bullying. You go to school, you punch a kid in the face, and give me your lunch money. You do that.
No, we didn't do that.
No, but if someone did.
If he did that, he was laying down on the ground in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, But do that today, and then it's everything's against you. You can't defend yourself.
If you do, you're guilty.
Yeah. And
of course, with the people standing around you, what are all witnesses for the other guy.
Yeah, that's what happened to me in high school in Ontario. I defended myself, and then I got in trouble. Yeah. And I could sit here all day talking about my childhood, about bullying, and I know what it is, but I don't say being bullied. I don't say it's a reason to go grab a gun and start shooting up. There's things that have to be done, things that you can do. I went through some shit in my life, and I spent, a lot of you guys already know, and I'll say it here, I was in juvie, and I don't regret being there, because I learned a lot about how to change. And versus using anger towards people and being upset at people all the time. So there is good.
The other type of bullying, cyberbullying,
right?
Which are having a very hard time getting how would I say, their hands on that, because
it is. It's terrible. Go on Facebook. Well, Lauren,
not just Facebook, anything on the internet,
and it's everybody. Lauren had a video. She did something, and then somebody came along and said, you should put some makeup on. And it's like, it totally attacked her looks. And it's like, what the hell? Are these kids saying this? Are these adults saying this to an adult on a video?
Yeah, but you don't know.
You don't
know who's doing it.
That's it. And what I get pissed off about with these cyberbullying, it happens to me on a regular basis. Don't get me wrong. I do these videos, and one of the traits I gotta put aside and I don't like is my teeth. I don't have the best looking teeth. I'm terrified of going to a dentist. It's a phobia. I can't deal with it just yet. At some point I will have to go to a dentist and actually deal with the teeth issue. But I'll get people that say, "Man, you got really ugly teeth," or "You look so ugly." And instead of writing stupid comments like that, which I have to go through and read and delete, why not write something like, "Hey, I like your video, I like the information you put out. How do you go about doing this, knowing that you have a disability technically, or great that you accept the way you look for as you are, and still you go forward with it." I could choose to not be on camera and say, "No, I'm not doing anything on camera," but yet I still do it, And so there is bullying, not just at high school, but even today. I mean, it's kind of pathetic. People, I think it's kids. I think it's youngsters, 10, 12, 14 years old.
This is what I was going to say, because grown-ups normally wouldn't go after stuff like that.
No, that's it.
Kids, they don't care what the show is about and all that. Hey, look at this. So.
That's it.
But how do they get on? That's a different story.
Well, parents aren't there to supervise.
Yeah, but they should have their parents' password.
They should. But that, or again, you got to lock the computer. You can do that. You need to go through the technology of locking your computer and say, you got 1 hour a day, and I'm going to sit here and watch what you're doing. But now we have tablets, we have cell phones. My daughters wanted cell phones. Do you remember that, Dad? My daughters wanted cell phones. It was no, not till you're 18. I finally gave in to them when Sandra was 16, but I told Sandra her grades have got to be top notch, or there's no cell phone. And I did take her cell phone away at one point because her grades were dropping to B's. Suddenly, she was serious about getting her cell phone back. But cars, stuff like that, I told you, 18 and older, you can do what you want. You can get your own stuff. But this idea that a kid wants a $1,000 cell phone, it's like what,
Yeah.
There's a limit to what you should have.
Then again, there's kids here that are barely 7 or 8 years old, and they all talk on the phone while they're walking.
Yeah.
You don't see the cars coming, whatever. They're walking and talking.
I was watching one the other day. I was driving, and then this kid's talking on the cell phone, blah, 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 and bang, right into a telephone post.
Yeah.
Laughed my ass off. And it's like, look where you're walking while you talk. It's like they can either talk, walk, or talk and look. It's one or the other.
Well, they're going to have to pass a law that if you're going to text, you're going to stop.
Yeah, if you're going to text, stop walking. Yeah.
Vina and I walk around here, well, in winter less there, but in the summertime, and the stupid things you see, it's unreal.
Well, last summer, there was a kid that got hit. He was texting and walking along and then turned and started crossing the street. Never saw a moving truck coming along. Smack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the driver cannot know that in a split second, you're going to make a left into the street.
No, that's it. That's it. The kid walked and didn't even look. They assume that they're entitled, that I'm allowed to cross. It wasn't even a crosswalk. It was literally from one side of the street to the other.
But they all do it.
Yeah, and then whack.
They're probably following his GPS.
I hit a person. It was truly an accident. I hit a person by accident. I had sun in my face, and I was merging. Happened to be a person walking along the snowbank, and I hooked him with the plow. I didn't kill him, thank God. I did not kill him, but I can tell you now, it's over 2 years ago, and I still have dreams of it happening.
Yeah.
Now the guy driving the truck, the flat nose, he would have the dreams or memories of this splat, because it's a flat nose. It's right there, and there's no chance for the guy to hit the brakes and stop. And what happened? The kid probably went under the truck.
It happened to a friend of mine. Kid was walking, but with the hockey stick up on his shoulders.
Oh,
he was walking home from a practice, and in a winter storm. And of course, he wasn't very visible, and the vehicle hit his hockey stick, and instantly.
Oh yeah, it would have broke his neck.
Yep, instantly he's down.
Oh wow, yeah.
But there's not too much you can do, and of course there was no brake tracks or anything. Because couldn't see anybody. But then again, what's the kid doing walking on a highway with a hockey stick across his shoulders at that time of night in a blizzard?
Exactly. Jackie and I, when we do snow shoveling in the mornings, there's two things. Wintertime, don't wear white clothes. Don't wear white coats. You can't see you. Even at night, we can't see you.
Wear fluorescent orange.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. I'm all stocked up on fluorescent shirts, and my coat is the same as this. My jacket I wear in the winter is like this, but it's a coat. And
you've seen my winter coat, my big yellow one there.
Yeah.
You can see me a mile away with that.
That's it, And the reason why I wear the coat, and I hate it because when I go to Costco, they're like, "Oh, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where I can find a baby powder?" And I'm like, "No, I don't work here," But because I look like the guys that work there.
Just tell them inside the store, dude.
Yeah, inside the store, dude. Keep walking.
Won't be out here where we're shoveling snow.
Do like I do. Just keep going up and down the aisles until you find it.
Yeah,
you'll find it sooner or later. But
a quick comment, Nelson. Yeah. Mom said bye there. For a good reason. She's going to the gym.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Which one?
Regardless, it's a free day at the gym.
Okay. Well, I got to get going to the gym too, because if I'm going to stop doing the snow removal and stuff, I got to find a way to stay in shape. And I've been looking into at least a treadmill or.
No, yours is called pool gym.
No, it's not the same thing. It's not. No, it's not the same thing. There's not as much physical work on. Can we mention your wife on the chat before we close up? I just want to see if John's okay if I mention what's going on with John's wife. And
is he on or?
Well, it says green. I don't know if he's going to answer or not. I'm always available when a member has something like this happen to them, especially the inner sanctum of Mardox. So it says he's online, but I don't know if he's actually at his computer. It could just be Skype's open. But poor John. Well, for those of you to send your prayers towards John's way and his wife's way, because there's an illness there, but I don't want to get too much detail. It's up,
okay.
It's.
But I don't see no text in the chat here.
Well, James is done writing. He's done writing his novels.
All I've got is when I broke down there. Sorry, we're unable.
Yeah, that's It's.
But you just typed in the John there. I don't see it.
No, that's in Skype.
Okay.
There you go. You should see cool in a minute here. Okay, well, we'll wrap it up. Hopefully tomorrow we can talk. I can talk about other stuff. Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Cool. Okay, that was a good talk today. So don't use guns, kids, and don't do drugs, and don't bully, and
get a life,
and make sure to use blue hard drives, not red ones. So that's just a waste. And so this is the Mardox Daily Live Chat. My name is Nelson Buck. We have Danny Buck here on the show today. We do this every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 12 noon Pacific. Everybody's welcome to come on and talk with us live on zoom.mardox.com. But if you're not a person that wants to be on camera or on microphone and actually talk like we're talking, maybe you look as fugly as me and you just don't feel like it, that's fine. You can always go to twitch.tv/Mardox1 and we broadcast this there. If you do go to Twitch, make sure to follow our channel. We are looking to reach 50 followers. If you're on YouTube watching this later, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. The comments are really important. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about. So give us some ideas, your thoughts. Put some comments as to what you think about gun control. Should teachers be armed or not? Let us know what you think, and we'll talk about it in the next video. With that said, I will wrap this up. Dad, if you want to say bye.
Bye.
And we'll be here tomorrow at 3.